my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here.
Yeah. Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you. Hey, welcome to live stream number 167. It's July 8th, 2024. And here we are on a Monday night. Are you as happy to be here as I am? Because I just love being here. And I love that you're here with me. So welcome. Welcome tonight. It is, well, let me start out with this, because there might be some new folks here. Every week, it's possible that somebody's watching who has never watched before. So to those folks, we want to say welcome, and we would like you to post in the live chat, which is a fully interactive live chat. Post in the live chat, hey, it's my first time here, and we'd like to welcome you. And also, we like to know how you found the channel. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Where'd you find the channel? Where do you primarily watch the channel? It just makes good conversation. At any rate, if you're new to the live chat, new to the channel, we want to welcome you here. If you've been with us for a long time, well, then welcome as well. We have a lot of people who come back week after week. Why is my Canadian flag still up there? I changed that before starting tonight. Isn't that weird? How did that happen? I must have clicked something and then maybe I didn't click save. Is that what happened? I don't know. There it is. Now it's fine. It's back the way it was. Anyway, welcome to our Canadian friends. Last week, we celebrated Canada Day, and then during the week, Independence Day here in the States. So it's been just such a patriotic weekend for the whole countries, everybody. At any rate, here we are tonight. About tonight's show, well, we're just going to chat. We're just going to chat like we do. Questions, you have questions for me, you can ask them in the live chat. We'll just talk about things. We're never at a loss for words. I was at a loss for words just now. We're never at a what? Loss for words. So anyway, we'll just be chatting. Again, if you're new, we talk about compact tractors, subcompact tractors, projects, DIY projects, life in the country, that kind of stuff. That's what we talk about. We all love it. It's what we do. Homesteading kind of stuff, I guess you could say. I will mention, if you have a question during the show tonight, just post your question in the live chat in this format with the word question followed by your question. It helps, believe me, it really does. So I do want to welcome you here tonight. We'll see who has joined us. We'll look at that live chat in just a moment. I do want you to know that it's National Raspberry Day. I looked up some fun facts because I had a few minutes before starting tonight. It is National Raspberry Day, and as fate would have it, last week when I was fixing the neighbor's fence, did you see that video? I hope you did. I hope you watched it. If you didn't, I hope you'll go watch it after this show. But I had to cut some trees off the neighbor's fence and do some fence work. Well, he has a ton of wild raspberries out in his forest, and I was walking out there and I kept coming across these, so I picked some, and they are beautiful and tasted oh so great. Of course, I looked up on the internet while I was in the woods, and the internet said that those are wineberries, which is a form of raspberry. It also said there are no poisonous lookalikes, so that made me happy to know that they were safe to eat. So happy National Raspberry Day. It's also National Freezer Pop Day. We love those freezer pops, little plastic things, and you squeeze the stuff out. Good stuff. You know, this is appropriate, and I think I remember this from last year. This week is Air Conditioning Appreciation Days are happening this week and part of last, and who doesn't appreciate air conditioning? In fact, we don't have central air in this house. We're going to get some mini split units. In fact, one of them is going to go up right behind me on that little half wall there. We're going to we're actually getting several heads installed. We've talked about this, but for now we don't have air conditioning. So we put a window unit in the bedroom. We put a window unit on the first floor. We didn't have anything on the second floor at all because we haven't used that space since we finished off this third floor, because we're going to be doing some interior work on the second floor. So we basically emptied the second floor, vacated it. It's vacant. It's unoccupied, so to speak, other than passing through it to get to the third floor. So the other day, when we were in the midst of this heat wave, the smoke alarm goes off on the second floor. Obviously, it's a heat detector / smoke alarm. There was no smoke. The alarm is going off because of the heat on the second floor. It's like 95 degrees on that second floor. So I took the smoke alarm off the wall, and I just started waving it to cool it, and it stopped. But how crazy is that the fire alarm went off in the house because it was so hot on the second floor? Now we're comfortable now. I actually bought a unit to put on the second floor, thinking we need to balance out the house. So I put a 12,000 BTU window unit on the second floor. I got one that was small enough to fit in one of the windows, and that has helped tremendously. And then up here on the third floor, if you look behind me, look at that. There's a little window unit right there. It's a little tiny window. I put some foam up above it to block the sun and the heat. But my good neighbors gave me that unit, practically brand new, today. I had done some work, which you'll see the video tomorrow. I did some grading in their backyard. They're going to be building a deck and a little area, and so I did some grading for them with the B2601. Came out really well. Short video coming out tomorrow, like 5-6 minutes long. So hope you catch that when it comes out. But anyway, they gave me that air conditioner, which was very generous, and I'm very comfortable here right now. So thank you. Thank you, neighbors. Thank you, neighbors. It's also National Chocolate with Almonds Day, because sometimes you feel like a nut, I guess. I don't know who comes up with these things. This one troubles me. It's Nude Recreation Weekend coming up, celebrating it from today through the 14th. I don't know who this applies to. I will not be participating, just so you know. And yeah, yep, it's not something I want to do. But how about this? Along with that, it's Therapeutic Recreation Weekend. Do the two go together? Is it therapeutic to have a nude recreation weekend? I don't know. It's kind of weird. My final fun fact for today, and I learned this just moments ago, made me very happy. This week, the entire week, is Be Nice to New Jersey Week. It's true. I saw it on the internet. It's Be Nice to New Jersey Week. You know that we live in New Jersey, so be nice, will you? Buddy, hey, buddy, be nice. Well, you folks are always nice. And I like to believe that this channel really shows New Jersey in a positive light. People have always liked to mock New Jersey and call it the armpit of the country. And that's because most people who travel to New Jersey are probably traveling for business. They're going to New York City. So they're up, at the north part of the state, across New York City, where all the refineries are. And it literally smells when you're driving around the airport up there because of those places. And it's not pretty. I'll tell you, it's not. But you've seen the channel here. You know what southern New Jersey is like. And actually parts of northwestern New Jersey are beautiful. It's a pretty cool state. I'm going to say right now that I love where we live. And people can complain about it. They can complain about high property taxes. We certainly complain about it. But you know what? Every state, I think, has something. And this is a good place. We like it here a lot. And what's cool is where we are, we can be in Philadelphia in 45 minutes. We can be in New York City in 3 hours. We can be at the beach in an hour. Like we can be in the mountains in a couple hours. Like we have access to everything from here. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So we'll just go with that. But if you're coming through New Jersey this week, Be nice. Well, I think I've gone through all my announcements. I do want to mention again, if you're new here, we do this every Monday night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Might be taking some time off coming up. I'll let you know about that. Thinking about it. But we'll do a sticker giveaway a little later. I don't have any stickers here on my desk. We'll get some. They look like the stickers look like this logo right here, right there, and like that sign back there that Gord made for me. We'll do a sticker giveaway a little bit later on. That's just fun. Let's look at the comments, because my goodness, there are a lot of comments here. And thank you for the thumbs up emojis and all that stuff too. Let's get a little thing going there. Yep, thumbs up. Click that thumbs up because we like it. First comment of the evening, our friend Chris from the Watershed Overlook, commenting on my thumbnail. Chris, can I tell you something? Listen, Chris, between you and me, when I made the thumbnail for tonight's show, I did it spontaneously because I'm just sitting here thinking, what are we going to talk about? And then I thought, we'll do it live. That's what I thought. And I thought, who's going to get that thumbnail? Who's going to get the joke? And you, my friend, were the first one to pop into my mind. I thought, I bet Chris will get that joke. So anyway, good job, Chris. Literally, you were the one I thought of. Chevhead Ed is here. Manisto Key and our buddy Ross from Ross on the Land. And our friend Dave from RCAF Polar Express. Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. Kent from Hope Construction here again. Good to see you. Hope you are fully recovered and back to doing Hope Construction. I hope you're back to construction. Villa Roundabout. I think I saw that name before. So I can't name all these names. I was going to say all these helpers because I just read Who's Your Handyman, and I don't know how. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm going to look for any questions now. Again, if you have a question about the channel, again, I was out today running the B2601, doing some grading. I used the box blade primarily, which worked out really good, way better than I thought it was going to work out. So that was a fun thing to learn. So I used the box blade and the front end loader, and it did an excellent job. Again, we are in a, I feel like I don't remember hearing the words excessive. What's it called now? My gosh, my brain just froze up. Anyway, it used to be just a heat wave. Like, oh, we're going through a heat wave coming. But now it's an excessive heat warning. You hear that all the time, excessive heat warning. So we're in the midst of that excessive heat warning. For the next 10 days that they project out, we're going to be in the 90s, dropping down to the upper 80s. It has been brutal, and it's been humid. And even today, while I was out running the tractor, I really wasn't doing a lot of physical work, but just on the tractor, even with the canopy on, I've got the Artilian fan on the canopy, which cools me off. I was still soaked when I got done. It's that hot, and I'm not complaining because so far I still like the heat better than the cold. I don't like extreme heat. I don't like extreme cold. But if I have to have one of the two, I'd probably go for the extreme heat because I can get away from it. If I didn't have any reprieve here with air conditioning and things like that, I probably would hate it. But at any rate, I'm a summertime kind of guy, more so than wintertime. So our winters have been so mild over the last decade or so. So that's been kind of a gift. We haven't had terribly cold winters like we used to have. Flip side is the winters are getting warmer, but the summers are getting warmer too. So that's where we are. Well, that's a conversation for another day and maybe another channel and maybe another person. Rand Thompson It's been a long time since you've been around, eh? Well, welcome back, Rand. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate that. Yes, we're still here, still doing it. Live stream number 167. Projects with JW. That I don't know if I remember your name, but thanks for being here. J&J Acres. I said I wasn't going to read all these names, which I can't. I'm just looking for a question. Projects with JW got all caught up in blackberry thorns last week. Yeah, they're prickly. They can hurt, and they're not like we have those multiflora roses here, multiflora rose bushes, which are nasty, and they have these long, spiky thorns on them. I hate them. But the raspberries are like real fine, prickly thorns. So, but the rose bushes, I like to just cut those off at the base with my chainsaw whenever I see them, and they'll die off. I turn into an animal. I have to get. I see a wild rose bush, and I'm like just drawn to it. Like I have to kill it. I have to kill this wild rose bush, and I cut it off. And then poison ivy. If I see poison ivy, like when I was at the neighbor's field, fixing that fence last week and cutting the trees down, as I'm walking around that forest, I see these ginormous poison ivy vines. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get you. Like I've got to, even though this poison ivy is not really hurting anybody, it's going to kill the trees. Anyway, I cut several poison ivy vines back there because I would like to eradicate the world of poison ivy. That's what I would like. I would like that to be my contribution to humanity, is to get rid of poison ivy. I hate it that much. But that's just me. You know, when I was at the other neighbors today, I pointed out in their backyard, they had this one tree. Like it looked like this big, beautiful leafy tree. And I said, that is all poison ivy. So we walked over to it, and it had the tree itself was probably a 20-inch round tree, maybe bigger, but it had like an 8-inch vine growing alongside of it, and then little shoots coming out. It was all poison ivy, and it was, if you look at it, it's beautiful, but just you couldn't even see any limbs of the tree, any leaves. It probably killed the tree already, but that poison ivy just encapsulated that tree. And I said, you need to cut that. And that's how I feel about poison ivy. Well, let me just read some comments here, because that way I can get caught up and see what they're. All right, let me read comments. Okay. I think I lost my place now. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking through. Yeah. Speaking of our fun facts, true, Phil, not so fun fact. It is hot. Yes, it is. Indeed. Wow, that's very nice, Phil. New Jersey's nice because you have Margaret. Margaret's one of our viewers here and a close friend. Friend. I was going to say family friend. Yes, John. Thank you for that generous donation. You're too kind, and it's it's just really nice. Let me tell you, good news about the drone. Thanks for bringing this up, John, and thank you for that generous super chat. Really appreciate it. So you guys know I crashed my drone again. This time I sent it off to DJI again, and I had fixed some of the parts had like snapped apart. I was able to snap them back in place. There was one with a crack in it, so I was able to kind of bend it back and screw it back in with the factory screw. But the gimbal was just wonky, and there was nothing you can do. I mean, there's nothing the end user can do when the gimbal can't find center, and that's why I sent it back. But I'll tell you, the DJI technicians are so thorough. Now, of course, they didn't see where I snapped the pieces back together, but when that one piece had the crack in it, they spotted that crack. There's a little hairline crack right near the motor, but in their review, they sent me photographs and a review saying it's on the cracked spindle or whatever. They didn't mention the gimbal, so I guess maybe they just had to do some kind of factory reset on that. But at any rate, they're only charging me $64, which includes shipping to make the repair. So I paid the $64 with PayPal. I got the confirmation today that it has been repaired and is being shipped back. So I should have it back maybe the end of this week. So they're a good. They seem like a good company, good service. There's several articles out that DJI drones may be outlawed in the United States. There is a bill that has gone through, I don't know which part of Congress, Senate or the House of Representatives, but it's made it through to ban DJI drones. It's made it through one part of Congress. It's likely to get through the other part because it's embedded with some other, you know how they pack bills with all kind of homeland security things, and this thing is buried in there that talks about banning DJI drones. So it's all part of a bigger package. So it's very possible it'll go through. And I have even read that if it goes through Congress, it's very possible that the president will sign this bill. And politics aside, we don't want to talk about that. But if Congress and the president pass this bill, I don't know what that's going to mean for DJI drones. Now, what I've read is that if you have a drone now, it's not going to apply to those, but it's going to affect new purchases. So that's weird. I can't imagine that would make it through, because a lot of DJI drones are used for agricultural purposes, and our farmers are very well listened to when it comes to Congress. Or maybe you think they're not well listened to. At any rate, they tend to have a good amount of leverage because nobody wants to mess with farmers. So I think that would be a good argument to say these drones are important to agriculture. On the other hand, the concern is that the Chinese government could require DJI to hand over information, which would have coordinates, which would have photos, which would have all kind of information, aerial shots. So, I mean, I guess it's a security concern. I get it. I do get that. I don't know what the answer is, except for I better not crash my drone again. I better keep it running. If you're not going to buy a replacement, I better take care of it. That's the message. That's what I'm hearing in my mind. Anyway, thank you. Barbara, good to see you. You're not late at all. Don't worry about it. And your stickers are in the mail. I was a little delayed getting stickers out, but they're in the mail. David is asking a good question about the lamb, Irma. Actually, it's Irma Linda. She's doing okay in the heat. We obviously give her fresh, cool water every day. She's on grain now and grass, obviously, but she's off the bottle. That ended about 2 weeks ago, I guess. She's off the bottle. She's grain and grass only, and she's healthy. She's doing really well. She seems okay in the heat. She knows where to find the shade, and sheep don't seem to drink a lot of water. I remember that when I had sheep before, but at any rate, we still keep a nice full tub of water there for her to drink. But she's doing great. She's doing all right. But we're not letting her in the house. She can deal with the heat. So Chris from Nova Scotia, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Rand, you know what? I don't even know how many hours I have on the V2601. I think it's a little over 200. In fact, I think I'm due for the next service interval. I have to look that up. But I'm at 2 or 250, I think, which is not a whole lot, it sounds like. But I'm using a lot more now that we've been here. Yeah. Chris, I have had the box blades since I bought the tractor. I probably don't use it as much, but I do have it. I generally would use it just for ballast because it's not so big and bulky. It's a, I think it's a BB 1260, which is the Land Pride box blade. The BB would stand for box blade, right? 1260, 60-inch wide, and it has the 4 or 5 scarifiers, the ripper teeth. I did a video actually, Chris, on comparing the box blade to the land plane a couple years ago. So the box blade in that video is mine. The land plane belonged to my neighbor, but it has the scarifiers, the ripper teeth, and they're adjustable. I don't like the Land Pride system for adjusting them because you can't do it. You need tools to do it unless you're really strong. It's got these spring clips that you have to pop out, and then you can adjust the ripper tooth, the 3 different heights, and then you can stick that spring clip back in. But I have to use a pair of pliers to pull them out. Now, you're not adjusting them all the time. In fact, today, I have to admit this because I've had this thing for 4 years now. Today was the first time I actually used the ripper teeth. I just always left them level, and they would kind of break up. You know, if you had high spots in the ground, I would the ripper teeth would kind of break up those high spots. But today, for the first time ever, I lowered the ripper teeth as low as they would go, so I could break up the ground first, and it was magical. The box blade, is like a cool thing to have. But now that I discovered how much more efficient it is by dropping those teeth, I'm going to do some more stuff with it. It really worked out well. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it. That's what I have. Question from Gus. Do you still have your Harbor Freight quick hitch? I finally bought down, and that's what I got. Did upgrade the hook on the top. Good. Yeah. Unless they redesign the top hook, the Harbor Freight quick hitch is it's good. It's fine. It works well. But that top hook was not deep enough. So there were a lot of implements I could not use it with. I got the upgraded hook or updated hook from Kenny's Bolt on Hooks. Ken's Bolt on Hooks, boltonhooks.com, boltonhooks.com, because he manufactures a hook, an extended hook. So then that made it tremendously more useful. So the question though, Gus, do I still have it? I do still have it. I haven't used it now since I put the Pat's quick hitch system on the back of the tractor. No issues with the Harbor Freight quick hitch. It worked very well. It held up just fine. For the price, it was great. So yeah, I still have it. I think it's fine. I think it's just fine. But I got the Pat's system because I thought it would be a little more universal. Now the quick hitch is great because your 3 points of connection are there, and you just back up to an implement, and if everything's lined up, you just lift it up and you're connected just like that, which is fantastic. With the Pat system, it's similar principle. You back up so the 2 lift arms click into place, but then you still have to connect the top link manually. I don't mind that because I seem to always have to adjust the quick hitch anyway, because certain implements have different distances and whatnot. So I had to kind of fiddle with the top link anyway. Now, if you had a hydraulic top link, that would be different, but I don't have that. So I had to mess with it anyway. So I don't mind hooking up the top link separately. And the thing about the Pat system that I like, and the reason I wanted it, is because I can't use the quick hitch with my bush hog. There's some kind of adapter I guess you can get for that. But anyway, the bush hog won't work with the quick hitch. So I'd have to take off the quick hitch, and then the bush hog is a beast to connect. So with the Pat system, I can connect every one of my pieces of equipment with that. I never have to take the Pat's system off the tractor. So that's why I went with that. I like it. I can't say one's better than the other. It really just has to suit your needs for what you need. But I'm extremely happy with the Pat's system. How's that for an extended version answer? So I'm looking at comments again. Actually, Chris, I had that graphic. I found it tonight. It's been there for maybe for years. I forgot I had it on there, but I thought it was very appropriate to use that. Not the frequent flyer discount, David, the frequent crasher discount. Sheila Tommy Blackwood. Sheila Tommy Blackwood. Yeah, I have the screen is small. I can't see too well. That is one of those drinking birds. You must be new to the channel because everybody knows about the drinking bird. He's been here since the beginning, and people notice when he's not in there. But yeah, he's one of those drinking birds, and I try to remember to start him up each Monday night. Yeah. So the DJI that I have the Mavic Air 2S, which has been, I think now there's a Air 3 out there, but I'm very happy with it. It's been great. I actually started with the original Mavic Air, which was the first one they made of the Air series. You know, I never had a Mavic, what's it called, a Pro. Never had the Pro, but I got the DJI Air, the original one. I was totally happy with that. Beautiful pictures, great control. The reason I upgraded from the original Air to the Air 2S was just battery runtime. The original Air only had like 15 minutes on the battery, which meant by the time you set up your shot, you know, get positioned, you really only have 10 minutes, which most of the time that's okay. But I just wanted longer runtime. Actually, what I wanted to do, this is weird. Let me go off on a tangent because we have time, right? We have time for a tangent. The original Mavic Air used a different software app for your phone than the Air 2S. There's like a DJI Fly app and there's a DJI Go app. The one or the other, I forget which it is. Let's say it's the Fly app. Maybe it's the Go. I don't know. One of them is more professional than the other. Like on the original Mavic Air, I could adjust shutter speed, aperture, things like that. What I also could do with the DJI Air, which was cool, is that I could link it to my Facebook account. I could go live while I'm in the air because it was connected to my phone, my iPhone. So that was using the network, and I could go live, Facebook Live, from the app. And I did that once just for fun, and flew around the area, and you could kind of narrate as you're going, broadcast live. I like that. So when I upgraded to the Air 2S, I thought, well, now this is going to make sense because now I can be up for 20 minutes. You know, it didn't make sense to go live for only 10 minutes. So I thought with the new Air 2S, longer runtime, I could do like live streams from the air. But the Air 2S uses kind of the dumbed down version of the app. I guess it's the more the consumer level version. Not saying consumers are dumb, but you know what I mean. The consumer level app, and it didn't have the ability to go live. It has a way to do it with a code that you get and you plug it in, but it wasn't as user friendly, and I'm not messing with that. I looked at it and thought that's not going to work for me. So I don't go live from the air. Just don't do it. And that's all right. But the longer run time is good. So the Air 2S is a really good drone. I really like it. In fact, the story about me crashing the drone a few weeks ago is I crashed it twice in one day. The first time, this was all during the hay season. They're baling hay. First time, I hit the power lines. I knew that I was near the power lines, but I thought I was above them. I wasn't. I was apparently right in line with the power lines. Like, what are the chances of being right there? You know, these little 1-inch power lines. I could have been up, you know, a couple inches or down a little inches, but I was right there, right at the same levels of power lines. What are the chances of that? I hit the power lines. You could see it in the video, and the drone starts to fall, and through some miracle of nature, the drone recovered mid-flight. It caught itself and it righted itself, but it must have got scared, must have been afraid because it said, I'm going home from here. So it like righted itself, and then it flew up to the go home altitude, and it flew to its takeoff spot. So anyway, it came home and it was fine. And I thought, I can't believe that I got that lucky to crash my drone, and nothing's wrong with it. 2 hours later, I'm flying, being artistic, being a hot dog, being a hotshot pilot, taking this cool backward shot out of the field with the tractor in the background and baling the hay. And I'm going to reveal the forest as I come back. And my altitude was not quite right. And I flew right into a tree backwards. And that is what crashed the drone. So you got to be careful. And both times I crashed the drone to the point of needing repair was because I was not being careful. I wasn't being negligent. I thought I was being creative. I was trying to be creative. So it's not like I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I could fly this thing and make this maneuver. And no, you can't. No, I couldn't. So I need to just be cautious and get those nice drone shots and not try to be such a hot dog. That's what I have to do. You know, the Jersey guy in me was like, you know what? I'm going to make this really cool. Right? Okay, so I'm looking through some more comments here. Yeah, Chris is talking about the DJI ban. Unconfirmed. Yeah, we don't want to block them. So many comments. Something about a power washer with a Honda engine. I have a power washer with a Honda engine. I love that thing. It's been super reliable. Very much so. Yeah, a lot of power washer content or conversation going on here. Missed that. Can't jump back into that. Yeah. Hi, Bernice. Hi, Bernice. That's like hibernate. Hi, Bernice. One of our sticker winners. Okay. All right. Yeah. J&J. You could be cool and film yourself crashing if you're going to fly your drone. It's not as cool as it sounds, I can tell you that. So, who's your handyman? Is this a question for me? How's the garden? I'll tell you what. I'm glad you brought this up, and I don't think John Ritter is on tonight from Ritter Bit Will Do because he's our. John is he's the salsa king of Minnesota, and he plants a fence line of tomatoes that are beautiful, and he cans salsa, and apparently it's the world's best salsa, from what I understand. Anyway, I don't think he's here. I'm glad you brought this up because I was going to ask him a question, but maybe you all can answer it. Well, I was just going to ask him how he does his tomatoes because our tomatoes are coming in like full bore now. I've got 6 rows of sweet corn that are 6 feet tall. It looks beautiful. And I've got some little ears starting on some of them. So I hope that they'll make it to full maturity. I fertilized the heck out of the soil for the corn this year because I understand they take a lot of nutrients. We've been watering it. But here's the thing with the tomatoes: we're getting that bottom rot thing. I forget what it's called. But the tomato is green, and before it even gets ripe, it's got this big bruise and rotten spot on the bottom that looks like some kind of bacteria, but it's not. It's if your tomatoes have that black spot on the bottom that's all soft and mushy, it is a calcium deficiency issue. I've been reading about this past few days. Calcium deficiency for your tomatoes, and you can't add calcium to the soil, you can, but that's not really the problem. The problem apparently is that it's a lack of watering, and the plant is unable to draw the calcium up that it needs. So we've started watering the plant. Now, I've had this before, and I thought it was from overwatering because I read one time that tomatoes didn't want a whole lot of water. I think the best advice I got that I read was to not water your tomatoes frequently, but to do it kind of excessively. So like don't water them every single day, but when you do water them, water the heck out of them. Water the heck out of them. Let that soil get saturated. So that's what we've been doing. Every couple of days now, we're starting to try and saturate that soil. Also, spreading mulch around the plant helps because it keeps the moisture in the ground. We did not do that. We got kind of lazy, and there's weeds and grass growing underneath, which I thought would be fine, but apparently that may be taking all the nutrients and the water. So yeah. But they seem so easy to grow because they literally grow like weeds. But then when it comes time to harvest, it's hard to get good tomatoes. So I'm still learning about it. Bloom rot. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I guess that's what it's called. Yeah, hot dog cam. Haven't had that for a while. It's too hot for a hot dog cam. I'm not starting the grill in this heat. So, but otherwise, they're doing pretty well. And that's and we did put some watermelon in, and we've got a football-sized watermelon now, so that's growing. We're watering that as well. But I think I could use some. Gardening education, or maybe just gardening experience, because I'm good at getting the stuff in the ground and getting it to grow, but it's the harvesting part that I struggle with. I planted several rows of sweet corn at the other property. Not sweet corn, well, that too, but Indian corn. I thought that was going to be neat to get Indian corn, and it didn't come in very well. And what did come in was kind of rotten. It didn't produce what I thought it would. So I need to up my garden game, and it all probably comes down to education. There's things to learn. I learned just last year when we planted watermelon. Last year, this was fascinating to me. This might be a fun fact to you since we're talking about gardening. You know how you can pick a tomato when it starts to turn a little blush colored. You can pick it, stick it on the shelf, on the counter, on the windowsill. It'll ripen up until it's nice and red. That's fine. What I learned is that a watermelon will not continue to ripen after you pick it. So you cannot prematurely pick a watermelon, because if you do, if it's not ripe, it's not going to be ripe. Watermelons do not ripen off the vine. So you have to wait until they're ripe. You do that knocking thing. I don't understand that so much. There's also, when you look closely at the watermelon plant, right near where the melon is connected to the vine, there's these little tendrils that come off. And what we read last year was you wait for the little tendril there to dry up and turn brown. So the plant still looks good. You don't know if it's growing or what's happening. You look at that little tendril right next to the melon, and when that dies or dries up or turns brown, then you know that the melon is no longer growing or anything. So I thought that was pretty fascinating, because I was of the mindset thinking, I'll just pick them when they're a good size. We'll let them sit. They'll continue to ripen. Not the case. Doesn't happen. So there's some education for myself. I'm proud of learning that education. So, and we got some good watermelon last year. So yeah, that's where we are. Let's do a sticker giveaway. Let's do it. Let me see if I can grab a few here. I'm back. I've got a few here. I've got a few more. So I've got these white ones here. I've got the, hey, get this. Get this, gang. 25,000 subscriber special edition silver sticker is getting short on supply, and These are going away, never to be produced again, because we're creeping up on 50,000 subscribers now on YouTube. We have like 13,000 on Facebook. That has grown a good amount. Even TikTok has gone from 6,000 to 7,000. It's hard to grow on TikTok. So 25,000 subscribers, that's like a relic now. And this is the logos. So anyway, we're gonna do a giveaway for these. The way this works, if you're new to the channel, is I'm going to put a word or a phrase on the screen. You're going to type it in the live chat exactly the way you see it, and then we'll randomly select a winner. Today's word is, of course, since it's Be Nice to New Jersey week, it is hashtag Be Nice. Make sure you use the hashtag, and make sure that you don't have any spaces. You could do uppercase or lowercase or a combination, as I've shown here. It'll work either way. Hashtag Be Nice, but no spaces. So enter that in, and you can win these stickers. As we've said in the past, if you were a previous sticker winner, you may choose not to participate and give somebody else the chance to win, because that would, of course, be nice, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, Jim, Chevhead, nope, wrong one. Jim, hashtag Be Nice, all in lowercase. Brayton, they're going by so quickly I can't even do it. Hashtag Be Nice with the upper and lower case. David Martin, hashtag Be Nice. John, being a funny guy, hashtag Drone. All right, so we'll pick this in just a moment. Okay. As the music wraps up, we will click this draw button, and we'll know who the winner is tonight. Here we go. The winner is David Martin. Congratulations, David Martin. You're the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway. Congratulations to our friend, David Martin. David, listen, you know the routine. You've seen the show, but here's what you have to do. Here are the rules of the game. You have to send me an email with your name and your mailing address so that I can mail the stickers to you. It's just that simple. The email address is contactmcgtv@gmail.com. So write that down, David. Contactmcgtv@gmail.com. It's all one word. It's all lowercase. Contact mcgtv@gmail.com. You can always do the playback if you didn't catch that and watch it in the rerun, in the playback. Anyway, congratulations, David Martin, our sticker winner giveaway for this week. That's fun. Always a good time. It's a fun time, right? We like to see people win. You know, I was thinking of The Price is Right, because Ann likes The Price is Right. I mean, I like The Price is Right too. Now there's a Price is Right at night. It's a fun show. It's neat that it hasn't changed. But I was watching that show and I thought, what's so neat and probably what's successful about that show is you are rooting for the contestant to win. Everybody wants to see somebody win. Like it's just being nice. But like there's no good versus evil. There's no bad character, good guy, bad guy. It's just people like to see other people win. And I think that's fun. And I think Drew Carey has really fallen. He's grown in that role. I remember when he took over for Bob Barker, I thought he looks really uncomfortable. It's just kind of weird. But now it's been probably 10 years, right? He's very comfortable. And I think Drew Carey seems like a real stand-up guy. Like he's really genuinely happy for the people on the show. And I think I could be wrong because it's showbiz. I don't know the guy. But he seems genuinely nice. I like that he tells people, I guess they do the spay and neuter message still, but he, his focus is mental health. And at the end of every show, he says, "I love you." And I think that's pretty cool that he does that. And I believe he does. I think he loves me. I really do. I think Drew Carey cares very deeply for me and my mental health and my dog, who is spayed, by the way. Right. Okay. So what are you doing this week? It's the beginning of the week. I hope you're staying inside. I hope you're staying cool wherever you are. I can see why people have heat exhaustion. If any of you are working outside, man, I thank you. And I'm sorry that you have to do that, because I like being outside, but I also like coming inside. I look at these folks who work on the road crews and they're out there in the heat, even at night, even the ones that are standing directing traffic on the hot asphalt. It's not easy. And, if you're out there doing any kind of manual labor in the heat, gosh, it's rough. Are you serious, Chris? 17 years? When I said 10 years, I was thinking I was exaggerating. My goodness. That's kind of frightening that time's going that quickly. And no, Who's Your Handyman? I did not know he served in the military. But wow, 17 years. Not the best joke I ever heard, but anyway, the funniest thing was when Bob Barker died. The internet is so clever. Bob Barker died at age 99, and I was reading comments saying, "I can't believe Bob Barker made it that close to 100 without going over." Like, so funny. Yep. And Rob has a question. Any planning on putting fruit or nut trees at your place? Yeah, I do want to do that. In fact, this year I planted a peach tree that I bought at Tractor Supply, guaranteed to survive. It died, but I didn't call or return it or anything. I just didn't follow through. But I messed up. I went on the internet and I read to trim back your tree. I think I shouldn't have touched it the first year. I think when I stuck it in the ground, I should have let it go. It said to trim your branches back up to 6 inches. And I think that's for like new growth in the future. So I think I killed it. I think I cut every possible growth off and it died. So I would like to plant more of that. My neighbor said she has cherry trees. Man, I love cherries. We've been buying them like crazy because they're such a seasonal fruit. And I would like cherry trees. I would like that. The grapes are doing fantastic. We cut the grapes when we moved here were so overgrown. They really didn't produce. A friend said you need to cut them down 80%. I was like, that's pretty scary because the vines are like 3 inches in diameter. But we went out there and just cut everything off. We left like 3 feet of vine, big, thick vine. I thought, well, that's it. They're going to die. And then this year, little shoots started coming out. And now the whole trellis is covered again with grapevines. And they're starting to produce a little bit. So we might get lucky with the grapes this year. That would be kind of neat. But it was frightening to cut them back. So if you have grapes, don't be afraid to cut them way back this fall, and next spring you'll have lots. Barbara has a Meyer lemon tree, hundreds of lemons. Wow. I forget where you live, Barbara, but are they good? Because I was in Florida a couple of years ago, and it was like a little rental house with a pool, but they had an orange tree in the backyard, and I thought that's the coolest thing. And the oranges, like, they were on the ground because they were, I guess, ripe, and I picked one of the oranges up, and I thought, this is amazing. It smelled so amazing, and we opened it up and we cut it, and it was the most bitter, disgusting thing I ever had in my life. So I guess lemons are bitter anyway. But anyway, that's pretty neat. They have a lemon tree. Lemon tree. Yeah. Oh, and Phil, yeah, I saw that you made a video about the mud mixer. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm looking forward to doing another project with mine. I'm kind of holding off because we're going to be doing some work to the barn. We're going to be adding a garage door, so I think I'm going to pour a little apron in front of that. But But yeah, it's a neat machine. And, people, for some reason, they love to hate the mud mixer. But then when they use it, they're like, this thing's pretty sweet. So good deal. I'm glad that you got that and that you like it as well. Right. Ocean Isle Beach. Okay. Proud of the lemons. Very nice. Very nice. Well, listen, it's time to go. It's time to start our week. It's Monday night. And for most of us, it's the beginning of the week. Some of us work through the weekend. And if you do, thank you for that. So yeah, David, yeah, you can search, or Chris is our moderator here. Maybe Chris, you can find one of my 2 videos on poison ivy and share that with David. But I have 2. I made a video just this past spring, an update video, but I have a more thorough video I made years ago. I probably could have done a better job with it, but the internet picked it up and it's got hundreds of thousands of views and people liked it. So that's good. But it, I feel, I look at it now and think I talk too much in that, but it's got good information. So check that out. Look up poison ivy. You might be able to search MCG poison ivy and find it, or type the full name, My Cluttered Garage poison ivy. You'll find it for sure. I think you will. But look, thanks again for being here, all of you. I do appreciate it so much. Means the world to me. I have a good time. I hope you have a good time, and I hope you enjoy, well, coming back time after time. So thanks for being here. Have a great week. Be kind, especially to New Jersey this week, but really to everybody. And I look forward to seeing you next time.